Hold on, my bad.
$2 on 2. Ready? Hey!
What is going on?
Deal, people.
What's the deal?
What's up? What's up, big boy? What's good?
Tariq Woolen's an idiot.
This Bull says
I love Tariq Woolen, but
he's an idiot. So I'm just curious, what the fuck happened, bro?
It's 11-point game. The Rams got the ball right now.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna get this down.
2:06 left in the third quarter, apparently. And Darnold is balling.
All right, I just had to share that shit though. I had to share that shit. Damn.
Yeah.
All the fucking apps just like changing, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I got an iOS update, I think last night. My phone's completely different now. So yeah, the apps are all weird and shit now.
Man, I was like, dude, what the fuck? All my information on Facebook. It's like right there. Like, oh, I know him.
The book of face. The book of face.
So, for real. Let me see. What else?
This dude's scrolling his timeline live on the.
No, I'm not scrolling, man. I'm just trying to make sure I post it everywhere. I'm trying to make sure I post it everywhere. It's kind of hard to do when you don't have like a long song on the intro. So it's like 2 minutes. So you got a longer song, you'd be like, okay, I just like, okay.
Shout out to Cam for loving the video, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me, man. Shit.
That's me.
Shit, 'cause I got it on Instagram too. I got Instagram too, by the way. Shit, man. Damn, that is Diggs' first Super Bowl, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is his first Super Bowl.
It was his third team in a championship game he's been in.
Yeah, that's true. That's also true. Damn, that's what's up. That what's up, man. He got some big playoff moments too. Like he wasn't no slouch either.
No, and I don't know if you heard him talk about it after the game, but he was like, "Man, they kept counting me out, and everybody said I was washed, and I wasn't no good no more. And look at me now." I'm like, you know what, bro? And that's true. Everybody said you was a bum,
Yeah, that's
that
true.
you didn't have any left in the tank. And you know what? Like everybody in their minds, like you're not gonna fit in there, and this and that. And he came in, he put his head down, and he worked.
I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of one of them, but not like he was washed. I just like the Patriots for to find it. I never really put that as a marriage for a team for him to go to. Right? I was like, okay, well,
It made sense though. It gave you a veteran presence in the receiver room too. You needed that.
Yeah, that is true.
You did
That
need
is
it.
true.
I feel like that really helped. I feel like that probably really helped Butte come along as like their deep threat too, because he flourished this year.
True. But anyway, you guys, welcome to the Football Friend of Mine weekly show, where we talk about all things motherfucking football. Okay, everything, all stuff, man. So, like I said, we get into it. We talk about this stuff, man, like constantly. And we love football here, man. No matter what it is, man. We'll get into some Pee Wee if we really wanted to. Like
That's a little bit of a reach. We touch on high school, but Pee Wee might be a little bit of a reach.
Hey man, look, in the off season, bro, you need some motherfucking content, bro.
Hey, it's the off season.
Yeah, I know.
That's what we need to get. I'm trying to get Josh paid.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun, man. I ain't gonna lie, cause I pick his brain about some shit. I was like, dude,
I think me and you could probably agree that Josh Payne's probably our favorite college football guy that we watch.
Yeah, because he ain't necessarily like everybody else, bro. Like he don't really pander to a team or so. So he's like really neutral.
He's very straightforward too.
But he's really SEC. Like, but it don't matter. Like, he's not affiliated with no team. But conference wise, he's most definitely an SEC guy, right? But he keeps it fair, man. I like that shit. And he wear white t-shirts, bro. I could never wear no white t-shirt, bro, without spilling a thing. Like, that's a win anyway in my book. If you could wear a white t-shirt,
no, you can wear a white t-shirt and keep it clean white.
Like not just on the show, bro. Like in public too. White t-shirt all the time. Like, dude,
I can't do it.
He on a different wave now, bro. In my opinion. So, but yeah, man. So, like I said, man, we talk about sports here, man. So it's gonna be, I'm not gonna say a quick show, but it'll be a lot quicker than you really used to. So, but I always gotta do that. But I always gotta do a quality check too. So
if you're not subscribe.
Honestly, this is like from last week. I forgot to change this part. but just subscribe, man. Shit.
That's the best time. Come on, man. The Super Bowl's right around the corner. Like, come on, man. Look, you need an option for the off season. Who's going to give you all the best information? Who's going to give you the best content? College football and NFL in the off season. The off season can be boring for some people, but not for us, bro.
Nope.
You slacking.
I don't know, man.
You slacking, Cam.
Man, I ain't slacking, bro. I'm slacking, bro. Not for real. I just forgot to change it, man. I'm sorry. That's like one of the smallest details of how we create this whole thing. Like, and that's the website I didn't go on.
Oops.
Out of all of them, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I try to make sure we got the meat of the shit. So, speaking of the meat of the shit, let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this
Ta-da.
couch. This shit gonna go by so fast. All right, man. So we gonna do a college football season recap, man. So I guess we'll start off with our teams. You know what I'm saying, how we felt about that part, right? So there's no secret for me, being an Alabama fan. I was happy, but then like I realized the faults in my own team, and it's not necessarily one where you look at, oh well, yeah, I made the playoffs, which was one of the things that I was happy about, right? Because we were so close to making it, and then kind of dropped that game to Oklahoma the year prior, right? Which messed up everything because we had the SEC championship locked up. Well, not locked up, but we would, if we won, we would have been there, right?
Mhm.
And that's fine, right? Because you wouldn't, because the way the playoffs went the year prior, if you lost in the conference championship game, you weren't going to get punished for it. So we would have still been in the playoff no matter what. So that kind of messed me up. So coming into this season, I was looking for certain things to be different, right? And they were, right? The quarterback was more consistent, right? Which is something we both said, right? We was like, hey, you gotta get the ball to the guy when he can make some moves with it, right? We said that. So consistent there. Defense actually was way better than I actually realized. Like we had players everywhere, we had linebackers everywhere, we had safeties making plays like the Honey Badger row earlier. Like Bray Hubbard was out there snatching the ball away from people, bro. Like the Honey Badger do shit like that. That was crazy work for me, man. So took me back to 2011. For real. But the defense was opportunistic, man. We had some really cool stuff. And we just couldn't run the ball. And that first couple games, you were thinking like, okay, well, we're not running the ball well, and we're gonna be able to do it later. And then later came into like week 8, and we still wasn't doing it. And then later turned into like the SEC title game where we had like 2 weeks off and still couldn't do nothing. And I was like, well, damn.
Oops.
We can't be creative or anything. We can't like do nothing, bro. So then, of course, you get to the playoffs and then you get exposed, man. Because if you can't run the ball and a team is doing that to you, you end up getting beat pretty bad, and that's what happened, right? So overall, the season for me wasn't necessarily a failure. I thought it was mismanaged at points because you have to be able to, if it's not working with such and such a running back, you gotta switch it up. Switch it up. I get it. You gotta learn pass protection and you gotta learn blocking schemes and things like that as a running back, right? But with a player like we have AK Deer in the backfield, right? And he's such a fast change of pace running back that you need that kind of guy, right? Maybe just a spark, right? He catch a hole, might go 30 something yards, whatever, right? But it's something else that the defense has to account for, right? And that is where I thought it was mismanaged. Yeah, he might not be there, but he's also a young player. So he's going to have opportunities to learn this. And I don't know about you, but I feel like we're old enough to understand that on the job training isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? Sometimes you might drop the forklift on your foot, bro, but you learn better
Uh,
next time.
yeah, but you're usually fired after that. OSHA don't play. You ain't got to deal with OSHA in college football, so there's that.
You might drop the forklift on somebody, but you learn not to. You learn not to
when
do that.
when you get served that pink slip, you're gonna learn.
Exactly, but you learn not to do that again.
It's like a crazy comparison. Oh man.
So you telling me that's not on the job training?
You could have picked a much more mild comparison. Like you just went to like worst case scenario. Oh, well, you run over somebody with the forklift, but it's okay. Now. What?
You know now that a forklift warehouse job is not for you.
Yeah, you're right. And you probably will never be certified.
But that's all right. That's all right, man. So that's kind of how I felt about the Alabama season, man. It was cool, but we got some work to do, man. Especially at receiver, we gotta find
Mhm.
some man beaters, dog. We gotta find some guys that can beat the man coverage, man.
Mhm.
It's just an analogy. Oh my god, it's not just an analogy. Nah, but yeah. So, but that's it, man. What you think about your LSU Tigers, man, this season?
Well, you gotta. When I think about that, you think about what the expectation was before everything set, like before anything happened. It was playoff push. It wasn't even just playoffs or bust. It was like deep playoff run or bust because had a really good portal class come in, the number one portal class in the offseason. You come back with a lot of experience, and the guys you got in the portal, like very big playmakers. It was a toss up because you're like, man, we got all this veteran leadership, we got all these freaking portal guys. Like we're gonna do really good. You come into week one, you beat Clemson. Obviously, that was the asterisk game that everybody was waiting for. You got the win, but as the season starts going on, your assumptions about the defense were good because you knew the defense was gonna be really good. They were even better, top 25 unit, looked really good all year, and the offense got exposed for obvious reasons. The offensive line, when they had good play early on, or when the offensive line was healthy, offensive line was decrepit and hurt pretty much the entire season. Your quarterback got injured early and played majority of the year injured, trying to play through injury and trying to make plays. And then your offensive coordinator is delusional. Your head coach seems to have no control, and it's just he just doesn't have that dog mentality. And you could tell, you could see that in the product on the field. Like I've seen some good things. We had probably the number one corner in the country, Monto Delane, killed it. Whit Weeks when healthy, killed it. Harold Perkins, killed it. Defense was all
Coming
over the
back from
place.
ACL, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. Defense was stellar. The defense kept them in damn near every game. But as you went on, the injury of Nussmeier got worse.
Yeah.
And all that talent you had, you weren't able to get the most out of it because your pass protection was horrible. They just lack of experience and defensive lines that pass rush is eating them alive all year. So I was frustrated because I knew that this team, top to bottom, was one of the best, if not like a top 5 unit in the country. But at the same time, like some people could look like, oh, it's a wasted year, wasted all that talent. But you know what? I'm happy it happened because I knew Brian Kelly wasn't going to be the answer. We talked about it from day one. We both said we don't know how to feel about the fit. This is either going to go really good or really bad.
Yeah.
And I felt like from jump, I said the culture fit doesn't work. And like most places in the SEC or in the country in general, it doesn't necessarily have to be a culture fit. You can be a good coach and win big. But LSU is one of those only jobs in the country that if you're not a culture fit, it's not going to work. Les Miles, when he came in, culture fit. He bought into the culture. He killed it. He won. Went to 2 national titles. Ed Orgeron, the epitome of a culture fit there. Won a national championship. The ultimate.
The ultimate.
Greatest season in college football season history. You bring in a guy like Brian Kelly, who's a good coach, but just can't match that mentality and just isn't cut for the SEC. I'm sorry. No disrespect. But that needed to happen for the door to open. Obviously, now you get a guy like Lane Kiffin who's been preparing for this moment for Duke. We've been watching Lane Kiffin for 20 plus years. We remember when he was with the Raiders. Remember when he was at Tennessee, got left on the tarmac. We remember USC. We remember FIU. We remember Alabama. We remember Ole Miss. And now you're put in this scenario where it's like you completely revamped a program at Ole Miss, and now you're going to a place that has better assets, more money, better facilities, better athletes, and you can do exactly what you want to do. And it's showing. The guy is quite possibly the number one class in transfer portal history. Got, 3 of the top 5 players in the portal? Number one quarterback, number one offensive tackle. and number 1 edge rusher. Not to mention all the other talent you got there. You're coming into this year with a lot of hype, and this season may have been bittersweet. It feels like kind of a wasted year, but you keep your defensive coordinator, who's probably going to have a top 10 unit next year. I don't think that's any stretch to think that he will have a top 10 unit next year, because you're bringing back Whit Weeks and you're bringing back some other guys, and you got some really good additions in the portal, especially if we got a few from Ole Miss as well. That and you bring back your 2 stud running backs who might actually be able to run the ball next year, because you secured Jordan Seaton, the number 1 tackle in the portal, which was a huge get. I think the outlook for next year is great. I think this year needed to happen the way it did. It had to. You had to get BK out of there. You had to get Joe Sloan out of there. And now you have your projection over the next 5 years looks really good and a much more positive outlook. So although this season sucked, it sucks for Nussmeier, who's projected to be a top, a freaking first round, second round pick. Now he's going to probably slide in like a day 3 guy and a lot of these other guys, but it pays off for you long run, because now you have a much more positive outlook. You can probably contend every year, and you can actually make the playoffs, because, LSU has been in the playoffs 1 time since the college football playoff era, and it's been 6 years.
Damn, sorry, that's right. They only made it once.
1 time. Made it 1 time and ran the table 1 time. So
but that's when you have crazy,
when you have an expectation, to win titles every year, that season needed to happen so you could make the moves you needed to this year. And I think that sets the tone for you over the next 5-10 years and so on. So I feel good about it. I'm happy.
All right. So your last statement is what's wrong with LSU right now. All right. It's not about winning titles every year, bro. It's about being consistent enough to be in the playoffs.
You have to be in the playoffs.
And sometimes I think that y'all right, that y'all should be playing for titles all the time, right? But now in the expanded playoffs, right, you got an opportunity to get there, right? Because I think a few years of the playoffs, right, y'all was like what, 7th, 8th, 11th, 10th.
If you look at the year Daniels won the Heisman, if you had the defense that they had this year with that offense, that team probably wins a national championship. Because nobody could stop them. So
that's my thing, right? So that's what I'm hoping that you guys, your LSU constituents, right, that y'all all understand that this is not going to happen as fast as you want.
No, I think they just want to be in that conversation. They just want to be in that conversation. Like, they don't want to be pushed out when playoff time comes around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you have
to be in that.
Yeah, so that's my whole thing with LSU, right? That comes to mind, right? Just to not understand that winning consistently is what y'all need. Y'all need to be consistent, right? And that's the biggest thing that I see. And this is an outsider, right? Looking in. That y'all have all the resources. Y'all got a lot of talent, right? Up and down the boot, right? Up and down the boot, y'all got talent, right? So it's all about consistency, right? And for me, I like Lane Kiffin, and I know he's gonna change a lot, right? But my thing is, how long will you have him, right? Because if you start winning at LSU, the big dogs start calling, right? Because that's one of those jobs that'll get you to the NFL quick. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that interest is there. I don't know if he got. I'm not gonna say it's out the picture, Cam, but you know what I mean. I feel like he's kind of like a bitter taste in his mouth from the NFL, and it just really seems like he's in his bag in college.
That's what happens. That's what happens when Al Davis didn't hire you.
He was too young too,
and then wanted to fire you 2 days later, bro. It
was a bad situation. He was too young. That was not a good situation for him to be in.
So now that's why I feel like if you're him and say you win with LSU, right? 1 national title, even 2, right? the NFL is gonna start calling you, right? Because like you have NFL blood in you, right? Your dad is like one of the greatest defensive minds in NFL history, right? So you got to understand that if you got the defensive side of anything that your dad gave you, you as an offensive genius could really fuck some shit up in the NFL, bro. Like, like that's some really that's some shit that I think about anyway. Like I just think about him being able to like have a fair shot, right? Because he didn't have a fair shot. And like you said, he was young when he did that, right? They're not going to
Mhm.
give you the whole keys to the franchise, right?
No, and the
That's
Raiders were
how.
dysfunctional. They were a dysfunctional mess at that
Yeah,
time too. So
I don't even think Al Davis had the keys at that point.
I don't know.
Mark,
I think he was just it was on cruise control, bro.
Mark was like, "Nah, Dad, you ain't driving today. Nah." He's like, "Fuck you mean? Give me my damn keys. What's wrong with you? I'm gonna give you my damn keys, Mark. Stop playing with me, Dad. You're not driving."
Al Davis is like, just win, baby. And Mark Davis is like, but this shit
Like,
ain't working.
bro, like we ain't dealing with Jamarcus Russell. Are you crazy?
Can't
Just
do with
win. We
Demarcus
about to
Russell on
just
time cable.
we about to just lose. That's what we about to do. We about to just lose a whole lot.
Hey, I remember watching. So UCLA beating 10 State was a top moment for you. Like I remember being in a restaurant. I think we were at a buffet, and we were like with a bunch of family. We said, "Oh, cool, they got football on," because they never put football on in them places. And I'm looking. I'm like, "Oh, okay." You said Penn State. And I look. I'm like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yo, what the hell is going on, dog?" Like,
What about my Ravens? Yeah,
congratulations on getting Jesse Minter.
yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
But that was a crazy. That was the, and it was just like, bro, like because that wasn't the first loss, correct? Who'd they lose to before it? Didn't they drop one to Oregon? They
Yeah,
dropped one to UCLA, and then they lost
yeah.
to Northwestern, correct?
And that's the order. That's what got him fired, bro.
But UCLA like expedited the process for sure.
Nah,
It's like,
I agree.
dude, that was like, because everybody's seen how bad you guys were, and I'm like, yo, what?
All right, so I guess another moment, man, that kind of stood out to me, man, was um, what's the guy, Muster Baker from North Texas when
Yeah,
he passed for
Master
600.
Maker or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, when he passed for 600 yards, I was like, yo, what is that? You know?
No, I think Oregon beat them first, Terry.
Yeah, Oregon beat
Pretty
them
sure Oregon
first.
beat them first, and they were like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. It's a good loss. And then they
Yeah,
drop
because
on
they were,
UCLA and like, oh,
yeah, because I want to say Penn State was like ranked second,
yeah, they
and
were
then they
high. They were top
and then
five.
they and then they lost to them. That's why
Mm-hmm.
they were seventh when y'all played them.
Mm-hmm.
Because after that, they wasn't ranked at all. After they lost to
Mm-mm.
UCLA, they wasn't ranked at all, man.
You were talking about Master Maker?
But yeah, when he passed for 600 yards, man, like that was crazy. I was like, yo, what is going on down there in North Texas, man? Which kind of started to put that seed in my mind about like maybe North Texas versus what was that? Memphis or something, or in the American, something like that. It was a matchup that I knew was gonna be like 50 points each. I was like, yo, defense not playing. We playing 7-on-7 today.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was looking forward to seeing. But nonetheless, that shit
I
didn't
uh
work out at all.
I was happy to see Texas Tech made the college football playoff, but at the same time I was pissed off because Jacob Rodriguez didn't get a nod for the Heisman ceremony. Like I feel like that was kind of disrespectful because I think it was just obvious that he was like the best defensive player and putting
Yeah,
up the
but
stats he was, being the driving force before for them making it there. He was the main driving force behind it. I feel like you should have gave him a nod. Everybody knew he wouldn't have won. Like the stuff with Manti Te'o, like you had an idea, like he's supposed to be there, but you knew he wasn't gonna win it.
yeah, man, and shit. Everybody brings up the fake girlfriend shit, but forget how balled out he was, bro.
Dude, he was annihilating people, bro.
Yo,
He was like killing it.
yo,
And then Bama's like, you end here.
Nah, yeah, but I mean, but the
But
thing I liked about Manti Te'o for real, we going off of the rails a little bit, but
we
the thing I
always do.
liked about him the most, man, but he was a smart linebacker, man. Like he was a smart linebacker. What do you say?
It's a possible talk to it's I'll tell you about it after. It's like a possible interview situation. I'll tell you about it after.
All right, all right, all right.
But
So,
what were you saying about Teo?
but yeah, Te'o was a smart linebacker, bro. Like he wasn't like he was a phone booth guy, right? So he ain't necessarily gonna chase you around like Ray Lewis
He's just
sideline
gonna
to
freaking
sideline.
knock you the hell out.
But he catch you in that hole, you done. And the crazy part about it was he was actually limber enough to play in coverage, right?
Man,
So
but
I just think after that fake girlfriend debacle,
well,
I think a lot of people just kind of forgot he could
well, I don't know if you've ever heard him talk, and I don't want to go about this too long, but even he talked about when he made it to the league and he was playing for the Chargers. He's like, it completely killed my confidence. And he's like, I was second guessing everything. And he's like, when you make it to the NFL, you can't second guess when you're playing and second guessing decisions because he's like, you hesitate and you're missing a tackle. You're whiffing here, you're missing this, you're doing that. And he's like, it completely like changed his trajectory. Like, I feel like if that wouldn't have happened, let's just say that's a non-factor. Like, you probably have a much different NFL career because he was really I feel like I'm not saying he was going to be like a Brian Urlacher or anything, but like he should have had a way more prominent career than what he had. He was really good, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the Alabama game just showed that he wasn't gonna be your typical like sideline to sideline linebacker,
Mhm.
right? I thought that was the game that showed that. But I
Mhm.
mean, but if you're just need a big linebacker, bro, like a in a sub package or whatever, let him get
Mhm.
his feet wet in your system or whatever. Like he could have started, like clearly he could have played, right? And he would have been a first rounder. But I think when you add the fact that the fake girlfriend thing came out,
It
right?
was just bad publicity.
Yeah, and he didn't have the best combine either, right?
Mm-mm.
Which
So
happened after that,
all
right?
three of those things happened back to back to back.
Yeah, so now it's like you don't know what you're getting. So
And that
now
was
he turns into like a slam dunk pick into like a risky one, you know?
because, dude, you remember that, like, it's not like nowadays when things go viral. Like, this dude's face was plastered. Like, for you get kids that are like younger and y'all don't remember, all over ESPN before it even happened. And everybody's making this big deal, like, oh man, well, his girlfriend's dead and his grandma died, da 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 da. And everybody's behind him. And then when everything came out, all that, like, you seen him on ESPN, but
Bro.
for all the wrong reasons. And
Yeah,
that
dude was
completely killed it. Plus, obviously, you said his draft combine and Alabama completely neutralized him. So it killed all of his
yeah.
momentum.
But even like I said, even coming into that game, bro, like I was like, dude, they don't have like you
Y'all too
can't
smash
beat
mouth.
y'all can't beat us with Everett Golson at quarterback, bro. Like
Y'all
you're not.
athlete for athlete, y'all just were way bigger
Yeah,
and
like I'm like,
stronger.
you're not gonna beat us with that.
Nope.
It's just not happening, man. And I mean, they had a good season. They were undefeated coming in there, but like
Yeah,
you
but you
weren't.
knew that
Yeah,
was a
it's like
terrible matchup.
yeah,
Is it
everybody. I think even the closest person to the Notre
who
Dame program would say that.
if it wouldn't have been y'all, I'm trying to remember who it would have been against them. If it wouldn't have been Bama, I forget who that other team was. I don't know. Because I feel like that was a horrible matchup for them.
Yeah,
That was horrible.
yeah,
Like, they didn't have any favorable matchups in that game.
yeah.
But
So I don't know,
but
but I guess
not a bad season though.
no, no, no. But I do think one of the players that stood out for me, man, throughout the playoff run was Ruben Bain, man. I think him and the defensive end from Texas Tech earned a lot of money, man. Like, and the one for Texas Tech, I think really earned the most though, because
He's
I
gonna have a
felt like
good I feel like he's gonna have a good combine.
Yeah, because I felt like Ruben Bain was gonna go top 8 regardless, right? I don't think he's slipping below 8. And if he does, you're getting a steal. Like
Mm-hmm.
you shopping at Dollar Tree right now. You got a steal. You know what I'm saying? You like, damn, this is here? Oh yeah, I'm good. You got a steal. You got $10 ribs, bro. And you know how ribs be, they be expensive. If you get a $10 rib, you nice. All right. So that's what you're doing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Ruben Bain is. But the guy from Bailey from Texas Tech, I think he gonna have a good combine, bro. He was just earlier in that Oregon game, he was batting balls down, bro, and he was jumping like really high. He gotta have at
Mm-hmm.
least a 37-inch vert, at
Yeah.
least. So I think he made a lot of money, and Ruben Bain just solidified him as a top 5 prospect. But I want to
Let's
see his combine for sure.
let's talk about Trinidad Chambliss though. A guy who came from freaking FCS, wasn't even projected to be the starter. Austin Simmons was supposed to be the starter, gets injured, gets plugged into that Ole Miss offense, and completely runs away with it. Like, give him freaking credit. I know he's not going to win that eligibility battle, so I don't know what his NFL outlook looks like. But what a hell of a freaking season, dude. He
Yeah,
freaking
man.
killed it. I love his play style. I love that nobody's seen it coming, and he just took college football by storm. I thought he had a really good year. And I
But
feel like that's like that kind of style of quarterback is the perfect kind of quarterback for what Lane Kiffin likes to do.
yeah, but that's why I was telling you that people weren't necessarily people's already kind of cast off Van Buren at quarterback for you guys, right? And I was like, man, if he really wins that job, right? If we go into spring and he's still there, you go into summer and he's still there, and you go into fall camp and he's still there, I'm telling you, if he is exactly what Lane Kiffin is looking for, I'm telling you, dude, like it was something about the way that he came into that game, the game that I watched. And I was like, dude, if Brian Kelly knew what he was doing, he could have just said, okay, Nuts, you're not working right now. Let me just roll with him.
And I
And
mean, he was hurt anyway, so they should have
yeah,
been kind of
and you could see like all of the players kind of just take it up just a little bit. Like, all right, let's just see what we got.
until he started playing like cheeks. And
I
everybody's
mean,
like,
that's
okay.
fine, bro, but
But
that's kind of what.
he didn't want to embrace the challenge anyway. He transferred, so
Oh, so he's gone.
he went to USF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that shit's over with.
He
Well,
wasn't gonna start over Sam Levitt anyway, so
no, but you get where I was
yeah,
going.
I get where you're going, but he didn't want to. He knew they were going to bring in some other scholarship quarterbacks, and I'm assuming he just didn't want to compete. I don't know, but
Yeah. So, but at least you got my point. There.
no, I
Like
get it. Me and you were the same person. I understand.
Lane Kiffin can win with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I keep telling y'all the story, man. Blake Sims was a converted cornerback. Then he went to receiver, and then they changed him into a running back. All right. Then Lane Kiffin gets there and like, you know what? I can win with him. He can play quarterback. Led us to the first ever 4-team playoff, bro. Like SEC champion and led us to the playoffs, right? Now, don't get it twisted. We're going against Ohio State, and it didn't look as well as it should.
Ooh. Seattle's up by 4 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
it's like 37 or some shit like that. That's what I'm looking at. So I
Sorry
see
about
it.
that.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. You gotta punt that shit way other way. Like make Stafford go 99 yards, bro. We gonna have a John Elway situation. He gotta go that far.
Mm-hmm.
If you give him any like 70 yards, that's you probably gonna do. But they need a touchdown, not a field goal. So that kind of changes things a little bit. So,
But it was
yeah.
a good season though, man. I think it was as crazy as what we expected. I don't think anybody expected Indiana go on that run. I think we both anticipated they were going to be okay, but I don't think because of how they took that loss to Ohio State last year, I don't think we anticipated them to take that much of a jump. And we both like, okay, Mendoza's okay. He was at Cal. Like, I don't really know what to expect from that, But give them credit. They went on a Cinderella run, and they faced adversity every week, and they did their thing, man. Shout out to Indiana for winning the national title. So
Yeah, man, like that was an interesting run, man. But one thing that as we revisit their historic run throughout the history, right? Everybody's gonna realize that they won this championship with a team full of 24 and 25-year-olds, right? So
no 5-stars though.
no 5 stars, yeah, but you playing with an NFL team almost. Like these dudes could be year 1, 2 starters in the NFL on some teams, right? So it's not exactly the most thrilling championship, if you ask me.
Still is though. I mean,
It still counts. It
I
counts.
mean, to say Indiana's not even a top 5 program in the Big Ten, I think that's pretty safe to say they're not. So for Signetti, regardless if you're an older roster or not, for a coach like that to come in and flip it around instantly, like playoff pushes both years, undefeated season, the second season, and go on a historic playoff run, I just don't think that diminishes it. I just think it's still crazy.
It's still crazy, but I do think as we revisit it, like when you talk
Maybe
about
after 5-10 years, it'll be a different discussion. But I think they still deserve their flowers, though.
Yeah, I do too. Like I just think when you look at that team, we're gonna look at it a lot different.
I
Right?
will call cap on one thing, though. I'm so tired of seeing these top 10 greatest college football teams of all time, and this team is in the same conversation as 2019 LSU or 2020 Bama. Like, need to get pushed down the totem pole a little bit because
Well,
they're
see,
not.
here's where
They
we
not.
disagree.
They not.
I'm not looking at player for player, right? That's where a lot of
That team is not beating 2020 Bama or 2019 LSU. They're not beating.
but that's the thing. A lot of people are looking at it player for player, right?
I'm not. I just don't think they
No,
can
not
win.
you specifically. I'm just saying a lot of people are like, oh man, player for player, or they don't understand it, but they're looking at it from a player for player standpoint, right? I'm just looking at it from an overall season standpoint, right? Is this the greatest team ever in the greatest season? No, right? But one thing that people need to realize is that they went through the 12-team playoffs.
They did.
Undefeated, right?
They did.
It's something I never thought that would happen, right? They took down the consensus number 1, and that was Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
And they did a lot of stuff like that, right? And like I said, it's not a conversation that people are going to want to have right now, but I just think they're at least pushing top 5, bro.
I think LSU and Bama. I think those LSU and Bama teams go undefeated in those scenarios too.
I do too, man. But just like you mentioned, though, this team wasn't really supposed to do that.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, nobody thought that LSU team was going to do that. Joe Burrow had a subpar season the year before. Nobody thought that was going to happen.
See, all right, so you can say that nobody thought it.
Nobody thought that team was winning a national championship, bro. Nobody was saying that. We can both agree on that.
See, I'm not gonna say. I speak for myself, right? I already knew as a Bama fan, our season came down to that LSU game, right? So
that's how it always is, though.
Yeah, so I already knew that, right? But then you start peeling it back, right? Because you start preparing for that game, right? And this is before y'all even went to Texas and won, right? I was like, all right, they got a stud at receiver. They got a stud on the other side of that receiver, right? You're starting a true freshman at corner, so he's obviously got to be pretty good, right? So I'm like, all right, they already saying he's going to be a top 5 pick as a freshman. So I'm like, well, by the time he's a junior, how the fuck good is he going to be? Right? So I'm like, all right. So then you got the quarterback, right? But as I was watching Joe Burrow, right, I was like, dude, just like, he's different. I don't know what it is, but he's different. You can't get to him because his release is too fast, right? He's tall. Then he's deceptively fast as a runner. I was like, how the fuck are we gonna stop this team? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, yo, I'm like, dude, our quarterback is like Tua at the time. So I was like, okay, Tua's good, but Tua ain't got that quick a release. Like, this shit is crazy, right? So I knew that would take y'all far. What I didn't think is that y'all would just blow people out like that. Like, yo, like nobody. Like, oh, Arkansas.
But I look at that team and I look at that Bama team and look at all those Power 4, Power 5 wins. Like Bama had the most wins against Power 4 schools that season. And LSU in the playoffs ran through people, bro.
Yeah.
Like ran through Oklahoma. Like dropped a 60 bomb on Oklahoma. And started out slow against Clemson and then clapped their cheeks too. Like, and Bama ran through everybody. So I'll give Indiana their flowers. I just think they aren't better than those teams.
I just think their journey
is different, obviously. The resume is a really good resume, being that you first team to ever go undefeated under those circumstances. I'll give them that.
Yeah. So that's why I just think their journey deserves a little bit more consideration.
Now what does this team look like next year? No idea. But me and you are gonna have to keep an eye on what they do in the offseason so we can have a better gauge of like what they're gonna look like.
Because I don't think they're gonna be as good as they were.
But like before this year, like last year, and I don't want to go on too much longer, but like last year they had Curtis Work at quarterback. Not bad. Pretty damn good. Played well. And they got points in the mouth last year. And I'm like, man, like, how are they going to answer back to that? Because, like, we both said, okay, they did okay in recruiting. They got a few transfers, but no 5 stars, nothing big. And like I said before, they got Mendoza to transfer. I'm like, okay, he wasn't bad at Cal. Like, are they gonna go back to the playoffs? And I don't think me or you even put them in the playoffs at all. I think we're just like, man, I just don't know how they answer back after getting boat raced like that.
Yeah, but I will say though, like I don't think we picked them to be in the playoffs, but I think we both agreed.
I think we both said they were going to be good.
Was an upgrade to Work.
I think we both agreed on that. Even though we didn't have a whole lot of tape on him, it's like okay, his stats weren't bad. He didn't look too bad in what film I watched. So.
And you Cal. You got to be Cal smart, bro.
Next season, it's going to be something. Next season's going to be crazy.
Yeah, so I don't like.
And Bama's got Keelan Russell, so that's gonna be fun.
Man. Honestly, bro, like we could talk about Keelan Russell, but the big dude, Austin Mack, that he like 6'6".
You seen bro from Auburn transfer to Ole Miss?
Who, Deuce Knight? Man,
I like Deuce Knight, but like if Kiffin was there, I'd be like, that's perfect. Like that's a really good fit. But now that he's not there, I'm like, I don't know how that looks, but we'll see.
So, I mean, like I said, I just want to see what Pete Golden does now without the
who's his offensive coordinator going to be for one? Like, that's the biggest question because if you bring in a guy who can really spread it out, then I think you'll be good. But it really hinges on who they got calling their plays because he's not calling the plays.
And if I was him, I would just be defensive coordinator myself.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He can call the defense, and you just get a seasoned guy in there that can call your plays on offense.
Yep, I would just be my own defensive coordinator, bro. Kind of like Andy Reid and with the Philadelphia Eagles back in the day. He's like, I don't need no offensive coordinator. I can do this shit, and he did that shit, right? So that's what it was, bro. And I think he should do that at Ole Miss because he's gonna have right now. This is still Lane Kiffin's team, right? He still put all that ingredients in there, right? So he's gonna have to find guys that really fit
his mold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it should be interesting. I mean, because the only knock on Pete Golden throughout the Alabama thing was that he's like a mad scientist. If you ever heard him talk, right? He talks about defense in like
overcomplicate,
Jimmy Neutron type of fucking feel, right? Like, come on, guys, this is like You got cover 3. You got to take 2 steps back. You got to do this, and then you got to hit them right here. But you got to keep your hands right here, and then we're gonna blitz over here. But then you have a responsibility to get out of that blitz. And it's like, yo, okay, I get it. You smart as hell, right? But we playing a football game. We don't need all that information right now. Just tell me A,
Where
B,
to
and
go?
C. Yeah, bro. I don't need the exponent, bro. I don't need that. I just need A plus B plus C. I don't need. I don't need it. So that's my
the
thing, right? So
I think the biggest thing, and we can move on after. The biggest thing the SEC needs to answer back next year, because the Big Ten is on a three-peat. You know, Georgia, the
yeah,
last SEC team to win a national championship, feel like they have elevated themselves into like this pedestal with us. But it's like they're here and we're kind of like slipping off the pedestal, like a 1 foot on, 1 foot off. So it's like next year, if you slip off again, like I think you've kind of like everybody knows the SEC is the best, but like when it matters the most is winning when it counts, you know. So 3 straight years and you're not even winning, like there has to be something to be said for that, you know. So we'll see.
well, I'll tell you this, man. All right, so here's my thing, right? Every Big Ten champion so far within this three-peat has either cheated, bought their team,
Or Mickey Mouse
or
run.
or a Cinderella run, right?
Yeah, Mickey Mouse.
So yeah, so they like literally, bro. So I don't really put no stake in it, bro. Because if you really think about it, right? If the SEC start buying, like, let's see, LSU, Alabama,
Georgia.
and we'll throw Georgia in there, right? If all 3 of those schools, right, start buying players like Ohio State did, they'll never lose. Never lose, right? So it's like you want to take a integrity approach to it, and I'm just like, fuck all that, bro.
We gotta win.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, all right, you got your cap on money you could use, man. Let's take it back old school, man. Let's get ourselves the money, man. The one you don't see, like that's what it is. That's what it's gonna take now, because the Big Ten done open that shit up now, right to the point where, oh, we just gonna buy us a team, right? Not everybody can't do that, so you got to sit there and do it the normal way, but I just think that's what you got to do if you're an SEC. You got to spend some money, man. Can't be cheap. Like, look,
No.
high school players are cool, and that's how you build up your depth, right? But as far as your starters are concerned, that might have to be the transfer portal, bro. Because if you're looking at Kurt Signetti's run, y'all ain't got no excuse. You got no excuse now.
Nobody has an excuse.
Yeah, it's like, yo, he just did this. Remember that scene from Iron Man, bro?
She's talking, can they buy me a team too?
I mean, shit. I don't know how much teams is going for now, though. Like back in the day, what? I think the Cowboys sold for like 100,000.
No, that was like, wasn't that the Bears? Like, remember that chart I showed on the channel, like probably like a year ago that had like, I think the Bears sold for like $100 or something like that. I'm like, yo, like what?
Like, yo, what?
I got that right now.
Like, yeah, I got that right now. Yo, I'll pay for that shit right now, bro. I'll give you extra.
I'll double that. I'll double down, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
all
give you
in.
$101 for the team, bro. Like, that's crazy right now, bro. The Lakers just sold for $10 billion, bro.
It's a lot different, though. I mean, you got to think, though, and I know we need to move on, but like in the NFL, for instance, 60, 70 years ago, that wasn't even their main hustle, bro. You playing from August to February, and guess what? You go and freaking fix leaky sinks and be a plumber right after. So it's like,
yo, I never forget your first Heisman winner, man. Dude was a dentist.
Billy Cannon?
Yeah, dude was a dentist in the penitentiary, bro.
Dude, Billy Cannon was the truth, bro.
Yo, you'll never tell me nothing about no Billy Cannon, bro. I'm sorry. Like, that's my dog. I don't even like LSU like that. But that is my dude, man.
If they buy me when I hire y'all as coaches, I'm going to the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, he can run the defense.
Yeah, dog.
I run the offense.
We running exactly what Coach Lewis said, man. We gonna have a morph defense, bro. We gonna go from a 3-4 to a 3-5 to a 4-2-5, bro. We gonna have all kinds of shit, man. We done. We gonna win all the time, man. But I guess what was your best moment of the year, man? We just finished on that.
I say best moment. I just say the playoffs as a whole, man. The playoffs were really good. Like for the most part, like outside of Tulane getting boat raced in the first round, which there was obviously a lot of controversy about the group of fives. I thought the playoffs were really good. They were really entertaining. They kind of kept you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. I feel like you just didn't know what to expect. Like I said last week, I picked against Indiana every week. I said, there's no way. Like, there's no way. And I watched them do it. I watched them go the whole way. Nobody thought Miami was going to freaking make the playoffs. Miami makes the playoffs. Nobody thought Miami was going to freaking go on the run that they did, but they did. Everybody thought Oregon this was their year, but they didn't. Like, that's what college football is supposed to be. It has to keep you on the edge of your seat. You know what I mean? There are things that we need to fix, you know, and it's not expanding next year to 16 teams or anything, so it's cool. But, like, obviously there's little things we need to tweak and fix here and there. But, like, for the most part, like, the playoffs were great. I thought it was fun. I thought it was entertaining. It just kept you waiting to see what was going to happen.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was the thing. The playoffs was really cool, man. But I thought I say the brother team just lost. Just lost. Because I heard him in the living room. God damn, man, fuck.
So Seattle wants. We'll touch on it shortly, but they want revenge. So
yeah, most definitely, man.
Sorry,
so,
with the train's got to end. Sorry.
Yeah, man. We'll see.
What were you saying?
I was just saying, like, I guess the best moment, man, was probably the worst moment for James Franklin, but it was the best moment for me because when they fired him as early as they did, it set off one of the best coaching carousels I think I've ever seen.
Well, that's the best one we've seen in a while.
Yeah, so that was kind of the best thing for me. Because I was looking at it as like, damn. So if they fire him after doing this, it's fire everybody, dog. It's a lot of people that ain't gonna have a job come season 10, you know. So I was like, damn. So how many people gonna fire them? So for us, that was the best moment because we had content all year. So sure. I thought that was the best moment, not just because James Franklin got fired.
No, but like it was like dynasty mode.
Yeah,
like you've seen James Franklin got fired, and it's like, well, BK's not untouchable. They fired him, big buyout. Yeah. Then you notice everybody, Napier's getting fired. This guy's getting fired, and then it's like, okay, well, the firings have stopped, and it's like, okay, well, who's gonna fill the spots?
Shit, Hugh Freeze at Auburn.
Hugh Freeze got fired, and you're like, okay, well, then you got the LSU saga. Who's gonna go there? And it's like, well, LSU got to hire a person. Oh, Pete Golden's the whole bench. Well, who's going to Michigan? And it's like Michigan struck out on everybody, you know?
Oh shit! I think my dad, my little brother's dad called him, so now he talking shit. Because he's a Niners fan, so now he talking shit like, haha, y'all at home with us. All right, that's pretty cool. But all right, man, let's get I think we get into the NFL after.
Yep.
Let's run a commercial break and we'll be right back after this.
Yes, sir.
We back. We back. We back. We back. What's funny, man? What's funny?
Must have been laughing about the Rams.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker laughing. He's so mad, bro. Like what the fuck? Oh,
What are you doing?
oh, it's fucking stupid. That was me. That was me doing the Alabama game, bro. What the fuck are we doing? That's fucking dumb.
Turned
Why
out to be
we
a really good
losing?
game.
Huh?
Turned out to be a really good game. This is gonna be a hell of a Super Bowl. We're gonna get into it.
Yeah, yeah, man. All right, man. Let's talk about the snowball, man. All right, so everybody knows the Broncos was they was rough in this game, bro. They had a quarterback, but their defense came to play, bro. Singleton had 12 tackles, man. That was balling. That's balling. But the run game is really what did the Broncos in, man. Like I said, Harvey's cool, man, but you need another guy. You can't do it by yourself because the Patriots had two guys, Stevenson and Henderson. So
Yep.
they had two guys, man, and that's just math, dog. Like if you get 50 from Stevenson or 71 from Stevenson, and you get like 30 from fucking Henderson, you're gonna win. That's like 100 yards right there. That's a couple of third and twos, man. That's a couple of second and fours that you done converted, right? So that just helps your cause, man. And that gets you to the point where you win the game 10-7, right? Because you need those. That's a game of inches, right? People say that all the time, right? And that's what it is. And that's what it turned out to be, man. Those third and those, like I said, literally two more third down conversions than Denver had, right? So imagine if they would have got those few, right? That game changes, right? Especially as the weather started to get worse, right? So, like I said, the Broncos were kind of fighting an uphill battle nonetheless, but the elements made this game really cool. It made it closer than probably it would have been had it been somewhere else, right? Or it been nicer weather, just cold, no snow or whatever. So the elements really gave them a shot in a game which they probably didn't have a shot in anyway, right? But I say all that to say that the Patriots, man, they played a good game. They played exactly the game that they were supposed to play, right? They knew the elements were going to be bad. I'm pretty sure they knew that. But I was really glad to see that they didn't get away from the running game, right? And try to pass the ball to try to get the game over with fast and give them more time than they did. I really appreciate the fact that, hey, we're not going to pass the ball that much. We're going to run the ball and play field position, right? And I appreciate the Broncos for doing that same thing. Like, yo, our quarterback sucks. We have to play the field position game, right? And hopefully we can get it close enough to where we can maybe make a field goal or two, maybe run the ball a little bit, get a touchdown here or whatever. But I'm excited about the Super Bowl, man. I'm excited.
So this game,
I don't know.
this game was crazy in the sense that Denver stalls out their first drive. Not to mention the Patriots stalled out like their first 4 or 5 drives, punts. Let's just get that out there. Denver on their second drive, they're starting to move the ball and they get to like the 35 and it's like a third and long. And Stidham launches a freaking like a 54-yarder, bro. Gets them in field position and score a touchdown. All the momentum's going their way. New England can't pass protect. Drake May takes 3 or 4 sacks. Man, they are just doing horrible pass protection. Denver gets the ball, they fumble it. New England recovers, they tie the game. And this is where you see the time, everything changed because, and I said this like when the game started, I said in the group chat, I said, I don't think Denver can sustain this kind of offensive production. Like, I feel like it's going to dial back. I just don't see it. And New England goes down to score a touchdown. They go down, they get 10 before the half, yeah. But in the second half, I said, you're going to win this game by running the ball and chewing clock. And that's literally what they did the whole second half. I think in the third or fourth, I don't remember which one, they had the ball for almost 10 minutes at one point. 10 minutes. Now, they went down, they missed the field goal because the wind was so bad. But, I'm like, that's still a W. Like, you literally chewed the clock the entire second half. You were feeding Stevenson. You were feeding this. New England showed resiliency in the fact that they got punched in the mouth early and they didn't fold. They said, okay, like, we're going to get our time. We're just going to keep playing our brand of football and it's going to work out. Drake May wins the game by only having 86 yards passing. But when the game was on the line at the end, when it mattered most, you have a 3-point lead, it's third down. Everybody's like, well, New England has ran the ball, so I expect they're going to hand the ball off and they're going to play it safe. Well, he drops back to throw. He rolls out and runs for a first down when that was not because they were all over him the entire game. Runs for a first down. They seal the deal. The difference maker was who adjusted and who made the right adjustments. And New England made the adjustments, man. The defense came to play. They shut down the run game, and the offense played smart ball. They didn't turn the ball over. They ran the ball. They chewed clock. They made good decisions. Denver had a really good team, and I think Bo Nix playing would have made a difference. But at the same time, like, I think but people think that it's a shoe-in that they would have won. I don't necessarily think so, but like, I feel like you had to tailor your offense to be simple because Stidham's played in the system like 3 years anyway, but at the same time, it's like, especially within a 5-minute interval, the freaking snow came. Like, it was clear almost the whole through 3 quarters, and all of a sudden, with like 5 minutes left, it just started freaking coming down. So Denver had a really good season, but I give the Patriots credit for the fact that they didn't stay knocked down. And when they seen the opportunity, they made the most of it. They controlled time of possession. They didn't turn the ball over. They converted on 4th down, and they did what they had to do, man. So, hell yeah.
I agree with you, man. I think the Patriots just played the way that they used to play, right? You just do what you got to do to win, right? I mean, the weather's bad. You probably don't want to pass that much, so we got to run. You know,
and that pick at the end killed Denver too.
Horrible because it was like, dude, man,
it wasn't even a good throw. It was a horrible throw.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's terrible, man. Terrible. So I was like, but that's why I said, man, when you spend big money on a quarterback, you should probably spend half of that on your backup because you never know how your season's gonna go. Injuries happen, right? So you at least want to have capable backup, right? I mean, that's kind of where I was back in the day. Back in the day, you really had 2 legit backups, man.
Well, yeah. Look at New Orleans when they won the Super Bowl. They had Brees as a starter, and you had an older Mark Brunell. He wasn't great, but he had been there before. He had experience, and he was serviceable in knowing you're not going to make those stupid mistakes because he's been under the spotlight before. He can do that. It's the same thing with Brady. Brady had good backups. Like, that's how you succeed.
Brady was so good that when his backups played, man, he actually got them jobs. Like, Matt Castle was a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Matt Castle brought the Patriots to the Super Bowl, not the Super Bowl, to the freaking playoffs when Brady tore his ACL, 11-5. Then you look at Brady gets suspended for the stupid Deflategate stuff. Garoppolo comes in, they start out the year like 5-0. Like, Jacoby Brissett plays okay. Now he's been a journeyman everywhere.
Yeah, did y'all have Hoyer?
Yeah. Got Hoyer paid too. Ryan Mallett was good too.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, bro. So yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Your backup should be able to at least steady the ship, right? And if you walk into this playoff game, which is not just a playoff game, this is the AFC Championship game, right? You can't just walk into this game with Jarrett Stidham and think you're gonna win. It's just not gonna work. I'm sorry, man. It's not gonna work, man. So like, shout out to the Patriots, bro. They did their thing, man. But
Super
yeah,
Bowl
I mean, like I said, they going to the Super Bowl, and that's really
12th appearance, most out of any team ever.
Yeah, that shit crazy. That meme I put up, or that graphic that went crazy on YouTube, right? How they switched the Super Bowl champions into losers, right? The Patriots still got 5. Like, you still got 5 either way.
We tied for the most with the Steelers. So we win this year, then we'd have 7.
Yeah, Steelers should have 7. I don't know how they lost to the Packers, bro. That was so nasty.
That in that Eagles game, Brady probably had his best Super Bowl performance. The Eagles just wanted it. Like they just were opportunistic. Like we probably should have won that game, but I'm not the maddest that we lost. Like that was a really good game. You know what I mean? But yeah,
and the Eagles crushed Carson Wentz's spirit, bro. He couldn't pass the Nick Foles statue out front of the stadium, bro. He's like Fairly Odd Parents.
What's crazy about that is he was playing like an MVP before he went down.
Yeah.
And never found it again. After that injury, done.
Yep. Shit. It didn't catapult Nick Foles either.
Well, Nick Foles got paid quite a few times after, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I guess so. So I guess that works out too. But he definitely didn't do shit.
Catapulted into a payday.
Yeah,
and he's a Philly legend. He's a Philly legend, bro.
Forever. And if they love you in Philly, they love you forever. So, like I said, and you don't even have to be a winner in Philly. They just like fucking dudes that play hard. Like AI didn't win no championship. You know what I'm saying? AI didn't win no championship. Jaworski, when he was a quarterback,
Vic didn't win none.
Yeah, you know
McNabb.
what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't like McNabb like that.
Maybe not so much anymore. But they kind of did him dirty too, though.
Yeah, they don't like it. All right, so this photo was taken right after halftime. So just for people watching, if you didn't watch the game, the Seahawks will be in the Super Bowl along with the Patriots. So
rematch Super Bowl 49.
Yep, Super Bowl 49, right? So it should be fun, man. So I guess, give you early expectations of the game. We ain't got to go super deep into it.
Yeah, so for anybody listening or watching, next week will be the more breakdown. This is kind of just a quick overview. Seattle's in a real groove right now. I think they are the clear-cut favorite, at least in my opinion. I think I'm okay to say that. If I were to give my perspective, for the Patriots to win this game, I think the biggest thing you need is, one, you need a jump in offensive production. I think you need May to have a really good game. I think you need Drake May to throw for 250 to 300 yards, 2-3 touchdowns. And you need that defense. I think they can stop the run. I think we've proven that we're a really good run defense. I just think you need to get pressure on Darnold and cause him to turn the ball over, because one thing that he has not done this year is turn the ball over a lot. Like, Darnold's been very efficient, not putting the ball on the ground, not giving the ball to the other team. He's been able to just put his team in good positions to win. So I feel like if New England can get better production out of May, he has a 200-300 yard game, 2 or 3 touchdowns, and they can at least get Seattle to turn the ball over a couple times, I think they have a really good shot to win. And I think it's possible, but they've got to come in. McDaniels has to come in with a really good game plan offensively to really spread them out on defense, spread Seattle out on defense. And I just think the Patriots just need to play their brand of defense. I think they're really good. I think they do really good shutting down the run. And I feel like they are a really good pass rush team, but they're going to have to really set the tone early if they want a chance to win.
All right. I guess my nice. All right. So I guess my take on it, man, is for the Seahawks to win, they have to run the football. Darnold cannot win this for you. He might have to, like late second drive or whatever, or a drive to really, get the clock down. But he can't win it for you. You got to run the ball, right? And I think whoever wins the Super Bowl is going to have the most rushing yards, right? And that's the stat that I'm looking at as the team who wins, right? I think Drake May is good, but he's young. You don't want your young quarterback trying to win, Super Bowl. You need to run the ball, make him comfortable, because he's gonna be he might say, "Oh man, I'm not necessarily nervous." The whole spiel that they give you, right? Oh, I'm not nervous. It's my first Super Bowl. I'm not nervous. Shut the fuck up. Yes, you are.
Hey,
This your first.
you talking about him being young, Cam? He's the second youngest quarterback behind Marino, 23. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just
So you can imagine what Dan Marino was feeling at the time.
going against the 49ers of all teams.
49ers, bro. Like, yo, that shit is crazy. I was like, I'm in college just watching this motherfucker win a Super Bowl like 3 years ago. And I'm playing like their best team under Bill Walsh. I think that was the 15-1.
Yep.
So like they were a juggernaut, bro. They were playing. like, hey, sit your young ass down. We about to whoop your ass.
Hey, give them credit though that they beat the 85 Bears, were the only team that they lost. Like that's the only loss they had all year was that Marino team too. So
yeah. So so like I said, that that's a tough thing. So I just he's gonna be nervous in this game, right? And I'm sure Tom Brady was too, his first time, right? Darnold's gonna be the same. So the team that wins the Super Bowl is the team that gets their quarterback the more comfortable. That's the word. Like this, you gotta run the ball, and the team that runs the ball the best. And it might not be yard totals, but yards per carry is what I'm looking at too. You gotta get comfortable. You can't expect May or Darnold to be trying to pass on the 3rd and 7th in the Super Bowl because every possession is important. So I'm thinking running the ball is gonna be cool, right? And I don't know. I gotta look at the teams side by side, right, to really get into who I think would win. But like I said, I'm excited. This is gonna be
it's a
fun.
good game. It's a good matchup.
Yeah. I think the matchup that I was looking forward to seeing the most though, since we in the Super Bowl talk now, I think the matchup I was looking forward to, I was looking for kind of 2 Cinderella teams in there. Like I wanted either the Bills to get in there with the Niners. Like I just wanted a Cinderella Super Bowl, right? Like I hate because we always get the David versus Goliath. We always get that, right? But what about 2 Davids? Was that 2 Davids slinging out?
Or 2 Goliaths?
Yeah, we don't never really get that. We'll never really get it.
One of those big teams ends up kind of stumbling. I mean, well, I think we've gotten that in the Super Bowl before though, because when the Saints went to the Super Bowl, the Colts were the number 1 seed and the Saints were the 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean we had it kind of last year because
Eagles
the
and Chiefs
and the Eagles number 1 apiece.
I know the Eagles had the 1 seed. I don't know if I would assume the Chiefs had the 1 seed, but they weren't.
Yeah, the Chiefs were like 15-2, bro.
Yeah.
They was good. I mean, they cheated, but they were good.
But it didn't show in the Super Bowl, though.
Yeah, they cheated their way to that Super Bowl. But everybody knew they was trying to get the 3-peat, man. But like I said, I felt like last year that would have been cool to see a 3-peat because I ain't never seen it before.
But now that's a storyline going into the offseason and future is like, how much time does Andy Reid have left there? And like, what if Mahomes never gets back? Like, what if we get all the way to the end and Mahomes never gets back? Like, where does he fall in those conversations? Like peak for peak, he's probably got the craziest peak out of anybody. But like, for instance, like if Reid retires after next year, for instance, what the fuck? Like, who's to say they make it back? You just don't know because the NFL is ever changing.
One move that people aren't paying attention to is they brought back Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, I agree with that, but that team has a lot of issues though. Even if you bring him back, they got a lot of holes, bro. They got a lot of issues. That's a big deal.
Right? You're not gonna you got so much talent on there right now, right? That is young, right? It's young talent, right? You still got Worthy, right? Like if you really wanted to run it back like you did before, right? Worthy is like your Tyreek Hill in a sense, right? That's the piece you move around to attack the defense, right? You got Kareem Hunt at the time, right? But you got some really good running backs on the team right now. You got a pretty interchangeable defense right now. And I think if you can take Mahomes having to save the day all the time and really just make him more comfortable again. Because I feel like under Eric Bieniemy, that's exactly what it was. That's why it worked so well. Like he was always comfortable.
They had more weapons too, though.
I mean, you could say that, but it's easier. It's easier to do that when you're put in positions to not have to really save the day. Though.
Yeah, but I mean, he had Kelsey, but he had Tyreek Hill, which was a complete game changer. Like
Yeah,
that's a
I
big
agree.
deal. They don't
I
have that,
agree.
and they don't have a running game either.
And they,
So
like I said, and that's what I'm saying. Like once you take Tyreek Hill away, which is okay, whatever, right?
that's a big
But
deal.
I mean, it's a big deal, but you also got the trigger man, right? Like if you had Tyreek Hill and you had Kelsey, but you didn't have 15, right? You don't really have a good team, right? But I feel like when you take Eric Bieniemy away and he calls these plays to get you in the right situation, right? I just think after that, it just became hero
It
ball for him.
it makes me think of, so I'm gonna play to your point, and I'm not gonna play to your point. Let's look at Dan Marino in Miami, okay? When they had Shula as the coach, and they pretty much let Dan run the offense. Like he pretty much called all their plays. That's why he was throwing the ball so damn much. Because he was picking those plays, he was running the offense. But when you notice, like for instance, it's kind of playing to your point, but like when Jimmy Johnson came in, for instance, Jimmy Johnson's like, okay, well, we're not gonna run that the same way. And they obviously changed their whole philosophy and stuff on offense, then you seen kind of like a regression of sorts. So I mean, it could be one of two ways. Like him coming back could be really good and could kind of like open them back up like that, or they have more issues at hand and it might not make as much of a difference, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I just think it just brings, like I said, you obviously ain't gonna get Tyreek Hill back, but I do think
I
that,
mean, actually, they probably
well,
could.
yeah, he could, but coming off that injury, I don't think he's gonna be the same like speed demon he was, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think if you're gonna run it back, you need somebody like Xavier Worthy to really do that, right? And I don't think
Mm-hmm.
they had an Xavier Worthy though, because it's as fast as Tyreek Hill was, he was more of a mismatch than an
Mm-hmm.
actual deep threat. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
you could just line him up in a slot and a linebacker cover him. He gonna be
Mm-hmm.
fast anyway. And if you put a corner on him, he's still gonna be faster than him anyway, or a safety or whatever, right? So he was just a mismatch. But I really truly feel like Xavier Worthy is like your Mike Wallace, like a true deep threat, Deshaun Jackson type, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because even though Tyreek Hill was fast, I don't consider him the best route runner, right? But if you look at Xavier Worthy, he's actually got some really good route running in him, right? So it's not just, oh, I can beat you deep on the 9 route because I'm faster than you. No, I can beat you on this post pattern across the field because I run this route pristine and I'm faster than you. So
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that's a level up, in my opinion, if you talk about where they could go, right? But it also, you got to take running the ball with Mahomes out.
Yeah.
Right now, that's why I told you it was kind of hero ball in a sense, because he was running way more than he ever did the last few seasons, right? Like if you look back at that first season when they won that Super Bowl, right? With Eric Bieniemy there, it looked so awesome. It was flawless, right? Offensively, like you couldn't do nothing with it. But Mahomes also didn't have to run that much. Like the last few years they won, he had to run a whole lot, almost to get them to the Super Bowl a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of third down runs and fourth down. I know for a fact he had one against my Ravens, and I was like, God damn, can we tackle this motherfucker? He's not even running that fast, right? But I just hope that they take that out of it, because one thing you gotta do is protect your golden goose.
Oh, if he gets hurt, and he's not even going to be back right away, he's going to be gone for next season is almost a wash. because that's a bad injury. He's not going to be back for the start of training camp and the start of the season. He's out.
Well, from what they're saying out of the Kansas City media, right? They're saying that he's looking good and he's progressing to be ahead of schedule. Are we talking Adrian Peterson ahead of schedule, or are we talking about let's say Steve Smith ahead of schedule? Because they both came back kind of fast, but not as fast as
I would, but if I'm them, and I don't want to talk on this too long because I feel we're kind of dragging it on, but like I wouldn't rush him at all. I would let him come back whenever he's good. If that means the season's already halfway over, you can do that. Like I would not rush him to come back at all. I wouldn't, because you still have a lot of question marks. You still got a lot of holes on the roster. The salary cap kind of has you strapped right now. So I wouldn't be in any rush to bring him back. Let him recoup and let him get back to 100%. Don't let him feel like he needs to try to rush to come back. Let him just heal up 100%. Because you rush him back, what if it happens again? Or what if you have another ugly injury because your body's not at 100%? Now you're out longer and you don't know how he's going to shake back from that. So I think it's just you just have to stay within your means and just just see what happens.
Okay, no, that's fair, too. But shit, that's pretty much it, dog. I mean, we hit on just about everything.
It's a good day.
We hit on yeah, we hit on some stuff, man. We got some good content out here, man. So like I said, we pausing on the albums right now, so we in kind of a dry season right now in terms
Can't be
of like
fresh.
what's coming out. But we got a new album coming out February 11th though, so we're gonna keep plugging that as we get closer. Like I said, Game of Interest, man, y'all gonna love that shit. We got some cool stuff on there, man. But right now, y'all keep vibing to what's out there, man. Like I said, man, we got all kinds of shit, man, for real. I be vibing about it all the time. You know what I'm saying? In the car, working out, whatever. I just be vibing to it. So that's what I do, man. Like I said, one of my favorite content creators said, man, if if I ain't gonna like, if I don't like my shit, how can I expect y'all to? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I like the shit that I do. So that's pretty much it, man. I ain't got nothing. You got something?
Super Bowl. Going back to the Super Bowl. We're going back to the Super Bowl. I'm so sorry, Cam, that y'all are not going back to the Super Bowl. I'm so sorry. It's a good day. It's a good day. I feel really good. But if you guys are interested in watching the Super Bowl and you guys want a watch party and you guys want to have a live show, we will be live just like last year for the Super Bowl 60. We will be live for the entire game once again. It was crazy last time. It was fun last time. We're going to do it this year again. We do the same thing every year. We do a live Super Bowl show. We do a live NFL draft show. So if you guys are interested, make sure when you're watching the Super Bowl, if you want someone to watch it along with, we'll be here watching it live with you guys the entire time, bro. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. Cam's going to be cheering for the Patriots. It's going to be so nice.
Who said that? Who said that?
He's like, who lied to you? But in all seriousness, though,
who I'm picking.
In all seriousness, come check it out with us. Come hang out with us. We love interacting with you guys in the comments. If you watch a lot of other content creators, they just kind of let the comments string along and they never talk to you guys. We love conversating with you guys. So Super Bowl 60, 2 weeks from tonight. Check us out, live Super Bowl show. And if you do like this kind of content, NFL and college football content, make sure to like the video. Really helps with the algorithm. Comment and subscribe. YouTube is killing it right now. We're over 37,000 subscribers, on the road to 50,000 before the end of 2026. Can't get there without you guys. And we want to hit 200 million lifetime views before the end of the year. We're at 130 something, I forget. Trying to hit 200 million before the end of the year. You guys are getting so awesome for that. So if you do like college football and NFL content, make sure to make us your number one spot, because a lot of people, we cover stuff every single day. So the off season, it's fair game. We do all kinds of fun stuff there too. So like, follow, subscribe as well. If it's not just YouTube, man, you can check us out on Facebook. Check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Instagram. If you like our live game streams or like our side series and stuff like that, check us out on Twitch. As well as if you're more of an audio listener, you want to check us out, maybe not live Sunday, but you want to listen to us in the gym or while you're going to work, check us out on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon too. Or if you are like a YouTube premium member, you can always lock your phone up, listen to us on the go.
For real, man. So, like I said, we're gonna be good, man. We're gonna be good. So we're gonna get on this thing. So, it's gonna be fun, man. So, but we will check y'all out next Sunday, man, as we do our Super Bowl breakdown. And we might do something for college football. I don't know. We really want to save the college football breakdown, like our deep coaching breakdown, as far as where they went, where it makes sense, what doesn't make sense. We really want to save that for our off-season content. So we'll probably just do something for college, but for the big show, this is really just our Super Bowl breakdown. So it might just be that. We don't really know. So we'll see. We'll see, man. But nonetheless, Cameron, that's Brandon, Football Frame of Mind weekly show, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.